Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Universally You. Today, we will be going into concise detail on a mere handful of the sacred sites on the nodal points of the cosmic consciousness grid surrounding this planet. In this video, I'm going to be referring to the manner in which certain spiritual locations on the planet illustrate unity consciousness. Over the duration of this video, I'm going to go into a bit of discussion on various dimensional levels of experience. And in this regard, I would suggest that you watch the Selfhood series, where I describe the various dimensions of experience and relate them to different levels of consciousness. But for those of you who are already clued up on multidimensional reality, then, keep watching. And even if you're not, it's still pretty interesting. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to share with you a bit on the sacred sites. All right, here we go. Egypt became the male component of the unity consciousness grid, with the female counterpart as Isis. All right. South America, Central America, and parts of Mexico became the female component of the unity consciousness grid, and ultimately the entire female aspect of the grid is centered in Umal in Yucatan. My gosh, I hope I pronounced that properly. This is where many Atlantean survivors found refuge after the fall. Starting at Umal, 7 temples are laid out on a spiral. These represent the chakra centers. And these centers begin in Umal, then go to Labnu, then Kaaba, then Chichen Itza, then over to Tulam near the ocean, then near Belize to Konlik, curving to Palenque. Eventually it moves through Machu Picchu and Sacsayhuaman near Cusco. One of the spirals connect with Chavan in Peru, which is the primary religious center of the Incan Empire. All right, from there it goes to Lake Titicaca, to a place half a mile south of the island of the Sun in Bolivia. And then it heads to Easter Island and finally to Moria, where it anchors into the earth. Heading north from Palenque is where the male component of the female aspect of the grid goes. And that's through the Aztec ruins and up through the American Indian pyramids. Then the spiral continues to Blue Lake near Taos. From there, the spiral heads out across the mountains, going through the mountains in harmony with the sacred sites. Now, the Nakal used mountains for their natural vortex energy, which explains why, again, Arizona is extremely sacred. All right. Finally, before the spiral leaves the coast of California, it passes through Lake Tahoe, Donner Lake, and Pyramid Lake. From there, it goes through underwater mountain complexes until it reaches the Hawaiian Islands and eventually connects once more to the heart-shaped island of Moria. Now, understand that in between each major sacred site, there are multiple smaller sites, and these are churches and temples and sacred sites of nature. If you're Celtic, it could even be fairy mounds. All the sacred sites on Earth were planned in a higher dimensional level. One may say fourth dimensionally, but this is speculative. I personally say that they were planned in the astral anyway. And by now, these astrally planned buildings have third dimensional counterparts. In other words, physical buildings on physical sites. However, there are sites that only have fourth dimensional structures in the astral. And these sites represent the child energy of the unity consciousness grid. Altogether, there are three aspects of the unity consciousness grid that surrounds the earth, and that is the mother, the father, and the child. The dove, the lion, and the lamb. All right, the father aspect is in Egypt, the mother aspect is in Peru, and the child aspect is in Tibet. Now that the grid is activated, access to the experience of cosmic consciousness within has never been more prevalent. All right. Thank you for watching. As always, love yourselves, and I hope that gave you a bit of insight into just a handful of the nodal points of sacred sites of the unity consciousness grid. Love yourselves.